What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino, and we got to talk about this because this is important moving forward, moving into our future, man. Um, are our young boys coming up super sensitive, super soft and emotional? Is that a real thing, or is it just something that we're misinterpreting? Um, I can say that when I was growing up, children were spoiled. Children were a little sensitive at times, but it seemed like it were just certain ones. I didn't see this level of sensitivity uh, that I feel like I see today. And some people may say, well, man, it seems like you see it on this level because of social media, so you get to see all these different examples of young boys lashing out and acting soft and weak, and so you're seeing it more. It's more visible because of all these social media platforms and these TV shows and things of that nature. And people will also factor in um, single motherhood. People say, well, man, there's a lot of single mothers out there. Well, while I can probably agree with you on the social media argument in terms of being more visible, we see more examples because people are recording and filming this stuff. I have to disagree on the single mother aspect of it because there are a lot of people just from my generation that grew up um, in single mother households and are pretty close to it, and they turned out just fine. They turned out um, to be strong men. You're gonna have your issues here and there along the way. You're gonna have situations along the way, but there are. While I do agree that it takes a man to raise a boy up into a man, I also have to bear witness to the fact that a lot of single mothers have done and are doing a great job raising boys and raising them to be uh, great men and fine examples of men. Um, but I'm also just seeing a lot, a lot of young men that are overly emotionally reactive, like extreme, like reacting to things that in ways that even in an adolescent state, in a young state of their life, you would look at it like that's a little bit too much for you to be that sensitive about it, to be that hurt about it, for your feelings to be that damaged, for you to be in your feelings that hard about something like that. So I'm trying to get some understanding on why that might be the case. And like I say, we pointed at a couple of things that you could look at. Um, uh, One thing we talk about when we talk about single motherhood, we we don't understand that we'll separate, meaning that you can have single motherhood. We say yes, a lot of single mothers, but single mother means in some cases, not all, absence of the father, but not all cases because you may be the child may be raised in the house with the mother, but the father may still be present. He may still be active, but in some cases, then the reality is that they're not. Um, But to really understand why our young men, our young boys are just this reactive, and you see a lot of them, going to prison behind it, man, because um, they can't engage in a regular disagreement. They can't engage in relationships. Even when I say young, I don't just mean adolescent. I mean 19, 20, 22, 25 in some cases. They can't engage in regular relationships. They can't even deal with um, problems in a relationship dealing with a woman. They revert back to childhood, even in relationships dealing with women. And it could be possibly because the mother may have made some mistakes, and just sometimes like I said, certain mothers have done great jobs, but there are others who there was only so much they could do, and they did the best they could, but they just didn't have the knowledge to really to get it over across the way they needed to with their particular child. Every situation is different, so we see these situations where men are becoming uh, violent with women. Men are becoming overreactive in regular scenarios that shouldn't even go that far. Men are relying on women like I live with her and I gotta take it and I gotta deal with whatever it is, and they're behaving like babies, man. And what I said at the beginning of this video about how important this conversation is, because I said moving forward. If we're gonna move forward as a people, then our young boys got to be raised properly into men. They got to be taught to be men. And one of the major things that people may look at as not being as major, one of the major things that will get you through life, and this for male and female, but this conversation is about the men, the young boys. One of the major things that will get you through life is the ability to have or develop what we call tough skin, to not let the slightest words or certain words, or any words, take you out of character and spill your emotions over to where just because somebody said something or felt some kind of way about something you did or just you period, it makes you fly off the handle and now you taken a life or did something that's gotten you bumped off or locked up for a long time. You got to be able to look at the big picture, and you got to be able to understand that, man, there's too many people in this world for everybody to love you and agree with you, and there are only a few people that's going to love you anyway. So I'd love to see y'all comments down low on why our young men are like this. Many people have pointed to the systemic uh, mass incarceration of a lot of our men, the fathers who have been locked up, and now they have been removed from the home, and the child is out there to fend for themselves. The pain and the hurt that exists in a lot of our young people. Um, it's a hard piece of work ahead of us to reverse a lot of these things, but we have to work to do it if we want to have a future for our women, because women don't deserve to grow up and get involved with who have the appearance of men but the mind of little boys. So I'll catch y'all a little bit later on, man, with another one. This your big brother K-Rino. Peace.